Welcome to the chapter 251 leaks. Guys, when I tell you this chapter is mind-blowing, it's insane. 5 a.m. where I'm at, so I may not sound very enthusiastic, but my brain is going nuts right now. We're also going to use translations from the OG leaker Ducky. This guy was the first to do it, so he's reliable himself. Don't worry, guys, you're getting the right translations. He's been doing it before everybody else was. With that being said, let's get into it. So after Yuta manages to copy Cleave and all that and hit Sukuna with his own technique, Sukuna asks when Yuta was able to copy his curse technique. And Yuta brings up that last finger that we've all been speculating about, how we were all wondering how it was going to be used. And Sukuna's like, oh, this dude ate it, huh? And we don't get an answer from it. Yuta doesn't confirm it, but you know how Jujutsu Kaisen is written, right? We just gonna have to assume that either he did or either he did not, but the story's trying to trick us into believing that he did. Then Yuji and Yuta start jumping Sukuna, Mahito versus Nanami Yuji style, like they are going at it. Yuji spitting blood into Sukuna's eyes, bobbing and weaving all his attacks. They are seriously giving it their all. They need to finish Sukuna here and they're making sure they do. And you guys know how Sukuna is. My curse energy, curse technique is slipping. I'm have to pull something out. And then they just keep fighting and fighting. And Yuta's like, we already expected you to do this. We won't let you do either. And we don't really know what Sukuna was gonna do. But guess what Yuji does? All that blood that Yuji put on Sukuna's face explodes. Does this confirm he has blood manipulation? I think so. And not only that, Yuji somehow has access to supernova. This could be from eating his brothers though, which is how I think he learned it or gained access to it. We'll just have to find out later. And then we cut to a flashback of Yuta in an airport. Nah, I'm kidding. There's a flashback to where Yuji and Angel discuss on how to use their technique to separate the souls. And then you can see Yuki's panel, like Yuki's book within the panels. Everybody, well, a lot of people knew that was coming into play, but there were still people who were convinced that all of Yuki's work was for nothing. Anyways, we continue, and Yuji manages to break into the space between Sukuna and Megami's soul. And Yuji finally reaches Megami, and we see Megami kneeling down, kind of crying in the same way that we last saw him all the way back in chapter 219 with Yorozu. And guys, I'm not sure if people are gonna like what happened here, or I'm pretty sure most of you guys will understand, but I don't think a lot of you guys will like it. As soon as Yuji sees Megami, he tells him that he needs to get up, he needs to wake up, kick Sukuna out of your body, all that. And the narration begins. It says that Yuta and Yuji's calculations regarding the soul and their plan to save Megami was not wrong, but Megami cuts in and says that he's had enough and he no longer wants to live. And the narration cuts in and says that Megami doesn't want to live anymore. So we see 3 chants: repel, dragon scales, parameteors. And then we see that the 3 characters are smacked with Sukuna's curse technique. However, people were saying that they were eliminated by Sukuna here. That's not the case. Nobody was eliminated. And we don't really see their conditions after, so don't worry about that. However, the big cliffhanger of this chapter comes in, and we see that since Yuta's domain has been broken by Sukuna dealing enough damage to him, or somebody just breaking into the domain, there's only one person that can do that, and it's Maki Zeni. She's come in, stabs the blade in Sukuna's back, and the battle between the two is said to begin in the next chapter. Oh yeah, also, one of the translators for the leaks also clarified that Yuta did eat the finger, or at least Sukuna does confirm that Yuta ate the finger. However, there is still the chance that this is a red herring, so take that with a grain of salt. And also, the sure hit of the domain was actually Jacob's ladder. It was kind of obvious. I don't know how I didn't catch on to this last week, but they smacked Sukuna with it. Megami should have been saved, but he refused to be saved, and Sukuna ended up winning the fight, I guess. The thing about these translations and the chapter specifically though is that Yuji says that this is our final chance to defeat Sukuna, and he speaks as if he did not defeat Sukuna there, then Sukuna would have just ran away and they would have never beat him again, yet Maki was in reserve. I don't know if he was considering Maki when he said that, or Maki was supposed to be doing something else. I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be fighting Sukuna, and maybe Yuji just wanted to weaken Sukuna enough. But I think that their plan was to save Megumi, and since they can no longer save Megumi, Maki's gonna come in with the soul-splitting blade and just eliminate the both of them, sadly. Saving Megumi is not worth putting this world at risk, you know what I'm saying? And I do think that's why Maki must have been kept out of this fight until now. But yeah, I think we'll have to see. It just makes sense, Maki being kept as a last reserve in case Megumi cannot be saved, and they were gonna put all their efforts into saving Megumi. It's quite sad, but bro, he's not putting in the effort himself. You can't save somebody that doesn't want to be saved, right? It is what it is. We also see that book from Yuki come into play finally after what, 25 chapters or so of it being introduced and us speculating on what it is. I do want to get an in-depth look on that book. We can't just see the cover of that book every time and its only thing is just for the soul and it helps them understand the soul. I want to know what Yuki said in that book. I want to know what she researched. I want some details on it, just a little bit. I don't need every page. I just need it to be clarified what exactly she's taught these people. Although I'm pretty sure they will go to it, I do want it very soon. And again, guys, Yuji's curse technique is blood manipulation. I already know somebody is gonna come in the comments and say that I made it up, I'm lying, I was lying in the title or thumbnail. Yuji used supernova on Sukuna's face. Every time I say something like this or mention it in a thumbnail, title, etc., I always get a bunch of people saying that I'm making it up, I'm lying. So I'm just pointing it out very clearly for you guys. I'm clarifying it for you guys right now. Blood manipulation is confirmed. Unless Choso was in that domain the entire time, which I'm pretty sure he wasn't, it's blood manipulation. And what's strange is that Kamo was the one to teach Yuji primarily, judging from their dialogue in chapter 244, yet Yuji has supernova. Did Yuji pick this up from Choso? Like, did Yuji learn from Kamo all blood manipulation and then he learned supernova from Choso? Did he learn this on his own because he's fought Choso and had to deal with it? Or has Kamo learned supernova? Because guys, Kamo could have learned it. People like to play Kamo like he's some bum, but don't forget, he's gotten phenomenally stronger since the Shibuya incident. He was throwing hands with that cursed spirit transformed Naoya alone. A lot of sorcerers getting clapped by that dude in less than 2 seconds. The fact that Kamo lasts as long as he did, he's quite powerful now. So he could have learned supernova over the time skip. It's possible. But I don't really think Kamo's relevant because he's probably not coming back. Lastly, it's definitely a Hakari chapter. So after that 1 week break, guys, just expect Hakari to come back and nothing else. With that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out and thank you for watching.